Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Lorraine. I am here to do a winter craft with you all. A little about me, for those of you who may need it. I am on the later end of my 20s. Right now I am wearing a long-sleeved green shirt. I have a little past shoulder length blonde hair that is back in a braid. I am a white female, pronouns she and hers. I have blue eyes, and behind me over my left shoulder, I have my Christmas tree with the lights on, and over my right shoulder, I have our large windows in our dining room currently. So before we get started, I wanted just to kind of welcome you, but also thank you for joining us, and hopefully you were able to go and pick up your craft kit. I do have one with me today. We'll kind of go through an inventory of supplies, kind of everything that comes in your kit, as well as tools that you may need. I will be adjusting the view of the audio throughout this, so you will primarily see my hands as we go through this crafting project. To begin, the only additional thing that you will need aside from what came in your kit is a pair of scissors. To complete this project, there will be tying of twine and ribbon and threading of wooden beads. So I'm going to adjust the camera now here for you. So in my hand is the kit, and this is something that you could have picked up at Recovery Avenue over on State Street. I grabbed one just like you would. This has 4 snowmen in it. I open this up for you. I'm kind of get mine organized, and you can organize yours however you would prefer. So these are wooden beads. So just being mindful that the holes, some of them are drilled through, but they are wood, so they do kind of splinter on the inside. So moving forward with the twine, I can show you some tricks with that. I'm just going to get mine all organized here, and then we can go through what we've got. So we've got the larger white beads, and then there are small black and red beads, and then ones that kind of look like washers. And I have 4 of each, as there are 4 in my kit. And then we have pre-cut pieces of twine, and then ribbon that will be for the scarves. And I'll show you kind of the end product before we start working on ours as well. So depending on the size of your kit, we've got our face beads, we've got our button beads, and then there should be just blank for the bottom part of the snowman. So there'll be 3 sections to the snowman. And then the red or black colored beads will make up the top hat. And the ribbon is the scarf. So to get a better idea of what that might look like, here is a completed project. You'll kind of see. So you can make these a few different ways. The ones that I'm showing you right now, they have a little loop at the top, so you can hang them like an ornament or a keychain if you prefer. Otherwise, you can just tie it at the top or tie it at the bottom. So here's one with a red scarf and a black top hat. And then I did make another one that has a black checkered scarf and a red top hat. And depending on how tight you tie your strings, you can kind of see that they'll move around a little bit. But that is kind of the end result. They're super cute. Okay. And a few tricks, since these are wooden beads and this is twine, you can kind of see it gets a little frayed, which might make it difficult. To the twine, there is a little bit of twist in it already that you can kind of tell. And if you do continue to twist it in that manner, it'll kind of thin it up for you. if you need to, you can cut a fresh end, which I like to do before you start threading your beads. Okay. So before we start to thread the beads, we'll pick one end of our twine and we're going to tie a knot in that end. So to slow that down a little bit, it's just going to be a regular knot. Pull through, to make a circle, tuck in the end, and pull. I went around twice to make a little bit of a bigger knot since the holes in the beads are a little bit bigger. And do 3 for good measure. There you go. So that is my bottom knot. The next step, we're going to kind of start from the bottom up. So the bottom of the snowman is going to be that blank bead. So it is just all white. There are no dots or anything on it. And my end is coming a little bit frayed here. So I'm just going to kind of twist it and make it as skinny as possible. Thread my first bead. Now kind of just pull through. And that is the bottom of your snowman. The next bead you will find is the middle, and that has the 3 dots that go up and down. So those are the buttons. And just like the first bead, don't let it run away. You're going to thread that through. And again, if you're having issues getting the twine through the bead, feel free to try to cut the tip of the twine if it's too frayed. Otherwise, there you go. You got the bottom and the middle. And the next one you'll find is the face of the snowman. There you go. Get them all in a row here. It should be looking like this so far. Got the bottom bead, middle, and then the face of your snowman. Next, we'll move on to the top hat. And for this one, I think I will just do a black top hat. So I will pick a black washer and a black bead for the top hat. And I'm going to cut a new end here before I try that. So the washer is going to go first as the brim of the hat. And there's that. And then the next will be the wooden bead. Just like that. There he is. Okay. So this part is where you can choose if you would like to just tie it off at the top or if you would like to have a loop to be able to hang it like so. If you would like a loop, you can just start by tying. So you're going to line up your 2 strings, sorry, kind of like this to each other. And you're going to take both of those and wrap them around to pull through. Kind of like that. And if you don't want that end sticking out, you can go through that one more time. We can just cut that end off. So that it looks a little bit more clean. Just like that. And also cut any excess string off of the bottom of the snowman. Looking good. There you go. And last but not least, we can add a scarf. I like a little contrast, so I'm going to do a red scarf with the black top hat. And for this, you just take your piece of pre-cut ribbon and you'll tie it around between the face bead and the middle bead with the buttons. So I kind of just lay him down. And then tying it tight. I mean, you can choose to do your scarf however you would like to, kind of just let it flow in the wind, or can maybe add some cuts to the end to make it look a little bit frayed like a real scarf would. But otherwise, that is the final product of the snowman craft. And if you did get a 2 or 4 piece kit, you can just repeat those steps. I will show you again how I made that loop really quick before I let you go. The top part here, I folded on itself to make a loop. And I took that loop and then I wrapped it around and pulled through, kind of like a bunny ear when you're tying your shoe. And that made my loop like this. Another way to do that in the beginning is before you start threading your beads, you can double up your string and thread your beads through 2 of them. I can show you an example of that. However, with twine, it might get a little thick and more difficult to thread through if it's doubled up. But I can try. There you go. And that way, I'm pretending that this has a full body, you can start with a loop on the top and it was already pre-doubled up on the bottom. And that would just continue throughout the rest of the beads. And that concludes that. So hopefully you had fun and enjoyed making this craft and can either enjoy it for yourself or give it as a gift for the holidays. Thank you for watching.